how does the nervous system play a role in mediating seasonal allergies? Well, we talked about this very briefly in the last video, but I want to go in a little bit more detail to help you guys understand. There are similarities to the video that we put forward a couple of weeks ago on how the nervous system interacts with asthma, but we want to talk a little bit more about the details of the autonomic nervous system today so that you understand some of the science behind it and then eventually how chiropractic care can help this, okay? So your nervous system is essentially divided into three parts, and they're not equal parts. The first part is your motor system. It helps control all of your muscles contracting volitionally. Okay, so you actively making your muscle contract, that's your motor system. The second system is your sensory system, and that's you being able to take stock of all the information that's coming in from the outside world and then integrating in the brain in a way that makes sense, okay? The third part is your autonomic nervous system, and this is what we talked about in your last video. This is your sympathetic nervous system and your parasympathetic nervous system. It's divided in half. The sympathetic is your fight or flight response. Your parasympathetic nervous system is your rest and digest response. We need to have balance between both of those systems at all times to be able to allow your body to mount immune responses correctly, but for you to get away from predators, which is evolutionarily what we needed when we were becoming more human beings. Back in the old days. Still, to this day, we need that fight or flight response, or fright response, as some people add, to help us get away from things that are potentially damaging to us. But we need to be able to slam the brakes on that as quickly as possible after the fact. Because what happens is when you go into sympathetic mode, fight or flight mode, you shunt blood away from your brain and all of your vital organs into your arms and legs so that you can get away from whatever is threatening or attacking you. The problem is, if this lasts longer than 10 or 15 minutes, it becomes chronic, and then all you do all day long is have blood in your arms and legs away from your organs, and your bodies aren't working the way that they're programmed to, okay? We do specific tests in this office called pulse wave profiles. We look at heart rate variability to determine how your autonomic balance is functioning. Do you have a little bit too much gas pedal? Do you have a little bit too much brake pedal? Is your gas tank totally running on empty? This is vitally important for us to determine whether or not you're able to adapt to your environment correctly. And if you're not, the likelihood you're going to have symptoms like, for example, seasonal allergies or asthma increases exponentially. Okay? Super duper important to understand this. So if your autonomic balance is off, the part of your nervous system that communicates with your immune response is not communicating effectively, which means that immune response is going to kind of do its own thing. And when it does its own thing for a really, really long time, you start to have symptoms that are commensurate with seasonal allergies, okay? So hopefully this makes a little bit more sense, guys. Next time we're going to talk about how to address all of this stuff. So share this video, share it with your friends, share it with your colleagues, share it with other parents who have kids who are suffering from seasonal allergies or asthma, and together we'll save a bunch of lives, okay? So I love you. Talk to you soon. Bye.